Yes. So we are on board.
Yeah.
Gökhan Hocam,
Yes, hocam.
actually I have your biodata, but I can't tell you now.
Mhm.
So can you please introduce yourself
Sure,
for
sure,
our
hocam. Mhm.
attendees?
First off, thank you for having me. So my name is Cemil Gökhan Karacan. I work as a research assistant at ELT department at İstanbul Medipol University. I'm interested in technology, especially emerging technologies. I have written about this. I have some experience on it. And during my MA thesis, I also developed an AR application, which led me to another, a series of these workshops and webinars and papers, as well as book chapters, etc., etc. In our latest encounter, we have given the CPD of Teacher Digital Competence for İSTANBUL Öğretmen Akademileri. And now I'm here to talk about artificial intelligence in ELT.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sibel Hocam, maybe you can also introduce yourself for our attendees, for newcomers today.
Okay, hello everybody, welcome. I guess there are lots of participants from Medipol University and also some other people who like Gökhan Hocam. I think you have lots of fans, Gökhan Hocam, by the way. I'm Sibel Ergün Elverici. I'm from Yıldız Technical University. I have been conducting, organizing seminars, workshops, and a kind of fairs with Hale Hocam here in Language Academy as part of Teachers Academy. I'm the advisor of Language Academy. So I don't know what else to say, Hale Hocam. I'm a graduate of ELT department. Then my PhD is on educational technology. I have also another MA on special education. I like working on different topics, different subjects, and I'm interested in teacher training and technology integration. I'm so proud and very happy to be here. And I look forward to listening to Gökhan Hocam today.
Hocam, we will get along very well then, since you're interested in technology and all of that.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Thank you, hocam. So, Hale hocam, if I have the green light, I might start.
Yes, it's sure you can start. And also I shared the link of YouTube. If you want to share with your closed groups, it's unlisted. They can just watch it via the link.
All right, thank you. So again, welcome everybody to our webinar called Using Artificial Intelligence in ELT, brought to you by İSTANBUL Language Academy as a branch of İSTANBUL Teacher Academies under Ministry of Education of Turkey. To remind you, this is the second session of 6-week-long sessions on innovative approaches in ELT. So today's topic will be Artificial Intelligence in ELT. My name is Cemil Gökhan Karacan from İstanbul Medipol University, and of course, huge thanks to İstanbul Language Academy and Hale Hoca for organizing this event. So before we start, I would like to ask you a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate your digital competence? Use of technology, your ability to use of technology as a teacher. So from 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself? Please let us know in the chat box so that we can arrange our, alter our conference, our webinar along we go. So we have lots of 7s and 8s. That's very good for me. Since you are here, of course, it should be around these numbers. We got 4 by Berna Hocam, 7 and 8. That's really cool. So for the ones who are coming just now, please rate your digital competence in the chat box on a scale from 1 to 10. Personally, I will do 9, just in case. Alrighty then. So another question for you. Bishra says that I'm 5. No. So another question is, what is your technology acceptance from 1 to 10? How likely are you to accept an emerging technology that is coming your way? Are you from the ones who are, immediately embraces those, or are you one of those who wait and see whether that technology is sticking there, whether it's going to be there, and then when you hear it from your friends and colleagues, then you start to use it? Personally, I'm still 9, and we've got 10 by Elif Hoca, and we got lots of 9s. And since you are here again, it should be at least 7 or something, or higher than that. We have one comment from Vildan Hoca, not much change since digital competence seminar in summer, and she gives 5. And yeah, we got many high scores here. So you are likely to embrace the things that you will learn today. So here's the definition of AI. So AI is basically the ability of machines or software to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as visual perception. What we mean by visual perception is that we as humans are able to recognize and differentiate the things that we see, the objects, the humans, and any objects we see in the nature. And AI has this ability with the data that it has gathered along the way, and speech recognition to be able to put audio into letters, into morphs, let's say, decision making and language translation. So AI systems use algorithms and machine learning techniques to learn from data and improve their performance over time. So basically, on one hand, we have the large sums of data that has accumulated over the years on the internet, and these include web pages, blogs, and online ebooks, and even the transcriptions of YouTube videos, because it's all transcribed. And we have this data, and this artificial intelligence technology makes use of data, understands the data, and when you ask a question to it, this artificial intelligence technology answers it with the data that it has already accumulated over the years, and tries to give you a meaningful answer. So let's talk about what AI is not, because I believe to understand something, we should also understand what it is not. So it's not a replacement for human intelligence or expertise, and I believe it can never reach to that point. And even though it can create and perform very certain tasks with high accuracy and efficiency, they do not have the creativity, empathy, or intuitions that we as humans normally have for human learning and communication. So you will always understand whether you are talking to an AI chatbot or a human. So AI makes mistakes, and it can make errors. It produces biased outputs because it has been feeding from the data on the internet. But we cannot say all data on the internet is reliable. That's why the outputs that are presented to you upon asking a question might not be very reliable. And in the limitations parts of ChatGPT, for example, we'll touch upon that. So then we believe it's important to view AI as a tool in our teacher toolbox and as an aid to human intelligence, rather than a replacement for human intelligence itself. So by combining your field knowledge, your expertise, and your experience in the field, and by knowing your students that you already have, and by combining it with the strengths of artificial intelligence. And we can come up with many great solutions to everyday teaching practices that we do, so that we can strive for the best. So as teachers, we should question ourselves regarding the use of it. So why should we use it? In our field, AI can be used to create personalized learning experiences. For example, you know your class and you know that they are interested in Korean pop, for example, K-pop as they call it. So you could actually give a prompt to ChatGPT to create a very personalized text, or let's say a lesson plan for you on just that. So it's possible to do this. And it provides real-time feedback and assesses your students' works, or it can assess your own lesson plan that you already created by yourself, and it can do nearly anything. And as teachers, we always talk about our course load, how busy we are. And in teachers' rooms, sometimes we talk to our colleagues regarding, feeling how robotic we are doing the same tasks over and over again. So AI actually helps teachers prepare more cost and time efficiently for their upcoming classes, and help teachers click with their students to be on the same page with their students on the topic that their students are already interested in, so that the bond can be created with those students and a more effective learning environment can be created. And also guide teachers with the course content, with lesson planning, and the text materials that you will be using in your classes. And it can help preparing copyright-free. And then that's something that is still open to discussion, but for now, let's say copyright-free materials, because we have image generation tools, video generation tools, and all of those will give you a whole new material opportunity. So the title of this webinar was Artificial Intelligence in ELT. So when we read this webinar, when we lay our eyes on this title, we cannot help but think that we are using AI as our sole purpose. But we are not using AI, or we are not using any technology just for the sake of using that flashy tech. Instead, we are using this to help ourselves to have some more time for both ourselves and both the, let's say, creative endeavors, creative teaching endeavors that we need to have, or we plan to have. So again, it's not a replacement for the human intelligence and expertise, and we shouldn't be using it just for the sake of using it. And we should only make use of it when it makes sense, when it is relatable, when it is meaningful. So how can this help me as a language teacher? Since I knew that I was going to give this webinar for like 2 or 3 months prior, I've been doing my research on the topic, collecting tweets, articles, books, and videos in one single place to later give you a better the best presentation that I can give. So I noted down all the apps and the descriptions of these apps. And here are the categories that I have come up with. So we can use AI for content creation. We can generate text, audio, image, and videos, and artwork, and essays, articles, blog posts, short stories, poems, anything that can be written, or anything that is written. So you could you could ask it to generate a short story on the for example, topic of Ottoman Empire being in 2050 and how it would play out. And your students will be very much interested in it. And it can give you really good answers, actually. So another thing, another category is content check. So Sibel Hoca has talked about students bringing AI-generated content to their as their homeworks. They might do it in the future, and it's only natural, you know, the instinct of survival to get things done quickly as well. So we have the antidote, let's say, to this, and check on whether the content is AI generated or not. We have many apps that I will be sharing with you. And of course,
that's great, Hocam. I'm sorry to interrupt,
Really?
but that's a great news. So it's like authenticate or turn it in. We'll be able to understand where it actually comes from.
Actually, Hocam, you said turn it in. So turn it in. So that company has also launched AI, you know, generated AI text detector, something like this. So they are also integrating AI generated content into their own software, which is also going to be helping the teacher educators and who are monitoring theses in the tertiary level. So
I see.
we no longer have to worry about theses being, you know, artificially written, but of course there could be some parts of it. We can never be 100% sure, but we are getting close to a more equal and democratic war between students and teachers in terms of
see.
that AI.
Okay, thank you.
And also multimedia.
Hocam,
Yes, Vildan Hocam.
is it possible that it's been using for a long time? Because I remember that I have watched a movie a long time ago, and it was about a student who is going to apply to one of the important colleges in United States, and then they were using this kind of an application, or whatever you call it, AR stuff, to evaluate whether it is authentic or not.
Authentic in the sense that whether it was written by AI or not. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have many different tools to do that. Actually, experienced teachers can also understand whether the content was generated by AI or not. Because, for example, ChatGPT always ends their essays with the concluding conjunction of overall. Instead of saying as a result, in conclusion, to make long story short, etc., etc., it always uses overall. And by the time students recognize this, I think teachers will recognize. So, but the thing is that, of course, as you might agree with me, we shouldn't be giving homeworks or projects that can be done by AI in the first place. But even we have to, due to the external factors like Ministry of Education or Higher Education Council. So we can still have this antidote of content checking.
Okay, thank you.
And also is used in multimedia editing. So as teachers, I know teachers are also preparing multimedia materials like videos or role play videos for their classes, or they are creating machinimas to that sense. So in those kind of videos, we always see there's noise is not very good. So we have noise reduction technology with this, and background removal and object removal in the background, and replacing that removed place with another environment, let's say a cafe or a school. So most of the things are possible. So we also have text-to-speech and speech-to-text technologies in it, and writing aids are also present. So as you write, the technology, some apps can give you suggestions, or there's this this app, when you press the plus 3 times in a row, it continues to write for you. And when you have this writer's block, you can use it. Of course, our aim shouldn't be, to do this only but to edit it afterwards and to inject our own creativity and ideas into it, and it should be used when it's really needed. So in terms of academic writing, so we have AI enhanced literature review tools that will talk about later on. Maybe Cite is one of them, Research Rabbit is another, and asking books for scientific answers online. So Google has this service called Talk to Books, in which you ask any questions that you have on your mind, and Google actually answers it from the books that it has in their store, which ChatGPT cannot do. So in this webinar, we are trying to raise our awareness and to see the limitations as well as the possibilities of these tools. And search engines, there are AI-enhanced search engines for more meaningful results. So if you know any of them, please let us know in the chat box. If not, I'll come back here and let you know right away. And one tip is that it was presented by Microsoft. And chatbots. So ChatGPT is actually a chatbot. So we can use these chatbots for language learning or inquiring about nearly anything. So let's see if anybody has written about the search engine. No answers yet. So we have two actually. First is Microsoft Bing. It has its own chatbot, but it's not available for everyone yet. It's still on the beta version, and it has a waiting list. You can join to that list. It has it's like ChatGPT, but it has some better features like being connected to the internet. And one thing that many people do not know is u.com. It's a fully free search engine in which you have writing aids, image creation and generation, and anything you might think of. And of course, the chatbot itself. So for young learners, we have this app by Facebook. So drawings can come to life with this tool. Sorry. Let me make it a big screen for you. So we should go to
upload it, and then actually animate it and have their drawings and illustrations come to life. Now, there's a few things that you should know about this. This is presented by Meta AI Research. It's the same company that owns Facebook, but you won't need a Facebook account to use this. There's no logins at all, and anything that's uploaded is not personally identifiable. There's no way to. Here are the eyes. And now there it is. There's my animation that the site was able to draw up. You can see that there's several different poses that you can use. Here's a wave.
So basically, this tool by Meta helps teachers actually, gives a chance for drawings to come to life. So it engages young learners, give them a choice in their creations, and it's up to teachers to come up with some post and pre-activities regarding this. For example, they can talk about their dancing creations and their sticky men's and women's, and they can create story regarding their own characters later presented in the class. So it's up to teacher to come up with different activities. So another tool is character.ai. So on this platform, there are many different chatbots. So for example, we have English teacher, we have movie stars like Tom Cruise, and we have some fictional characters like Walter White and Gus Fring, and even Elon Musk. So teachers here are already thinking about the ways to implement it in their classes. You might come up with very different activities on the spot, but let me give you what I thought before the session. So you could actually talk to an English teacher, practice interviews, not you as a teacher, but of course, your students can get help on their essays or the homework that they are doing, or just practicing the written communication. And they can, you could actually, as teachers, you could instruct your students to but conduct interviews with a person that they are they are interested in, or they feel very close to. And students can share the chat scripts with their classmates and teachers. But what else we can do as teachers? Let's think on it, let's think about it, and let us hear it in the chat box, or just turn on your mic and let us know. So we have this role play activity where they are talking to a person of their liking, and we have this chat script. How would you continue that activity or task with some follow-up activities? Let me see if there are any comments. Yeah, there could be some group discussions. Maybe they could be discussing the answers given, whether it's reliable or not. By this way, we would also be improving our students' information and media literacy. What I thought was to, some pair works. Yeah, they could pair work this role play activity in front of the class with their transcripts right in front of them at first, and then maybe without. Maybe it can, this choice can be left to students. Or also they could create a video, they could record a video where two of the students are, role playing those characters, the interviewee and the interviewer. Yeah, the possibilities are endless actually. As teachers, we can come up with more and more activities that is related to our class. And there is also a possibility of conducting debates with these chatbots, as you can see on the right-hand side. So, for example, Pepsi is better than Coca-Cola. So that could be a debate on it. You could actually discuss it with the chatbot. Of course, as a teacher, we have to do the pre and post, as well as some during activities if you see it fit. So students might be practicing asking questions, or if they are talking to an English teacher, which might showcase in a bit, they could ask their, grammar questions, for example. Our students can want the English tutor to give them some examples. Of course, as I told you before, many times, we should be doing other things as teachers to enrich our experience here. For example, with in-class brainstorming, for example, world's problems can be listed, such as racism, climate change, use of fuels, and war conflicts between Russia and Ukraine, maybe, and regional poverty. So groups of students Sorry, I'm back. I'm using my phone's internet connection. It's very ironic to be talking about AI and getting cut off from the internet. This is a reality that we'll live in, but at least I was able to reconnect really fast. So we were talking about brainstorming, coming up with the world problems, and then this can be followed by an AI phase, in which groups of students can choose a person of their liking, such as one group might want to talk to Elon Musk regarding these world problems, and the other group might be wanting to talk to Barack Obama or Gandhi about these problems and the solutions these characters might give. And then all together they can present their results and maybe discuss on it as well. So possibilities are endless. It's up to teacher actually. So before we go any further, if you like to check this out, we can. So here you can see, here you will see a different chat box. Which one would you want me to speak to? Let me know in the chat box, please. And also think about the ways how we can use it in our, EFL classes. Let us know in the chat box. And then we will have a collective spreadsheet all together where we'll have an AI tool library, the platforms, the definitions, and the suggested ELT, EFL activities for us, which will, set you up for the road. So we've got some answers. Elon Musk, Tony Stark. So we could use Elon Musk. The reason for that, the data on Elon Musk on the internet must be huge, right? He tweets every day, multiple times. So we can talk to Elon. So here are my previous communication with Elon Musk. I asked him, you like teachers? So what kind of questions would you like me? Let's go with the world problems. What kind of problems the Earth is facing right now? Oh, global warming. So Elon Musk is known for his entrepreneurship, right? So in that sense, it must give us some technology-related answers to those. So what kind of questions would you like me to ask? So let's ask a question that might give us the feeling that we are really talking to Elon. Is there life in space? So this answer could be, that answer could be very generic. So it would be very general. So instead of that, what kind of technology should we use to tackle global warming? This should also let us know whether if you're really talking to a reliable Elon Musk character. Not so bad. So one other thing is that really amazed me, which ChatGPT does not have. We have the voice recognition, and actually we could want Elon Musk to talk, but not in its, his own voice, of course, which is also possible too, but. So right now we should be able to hear it.
I would say the best technology to use to tackle global warming is renewable energy. It is a clean, green, and efficient way to generate power. And the best part is, it's renewable. That means it never runs out. So we could power our entire planet with renewable energy and never have to worry about running out. But renewable energy is still fairly new technology. There are some challenges with using it on a large scale. One of the biggest challenges is storage. How do you store all that energy so it can be used when needed?
Another question was this. Let's see.
The purchase of Twitter is one of the biggest decisions I've ever made in my life. It's an important step in getting closer to achieving my vision for the future. As with any big decision, there are always pros and cons. Some people think that I may have overpaid for Twitter, but I believe that it was worth the price. I have a strong vision for what Twitter can be, and I am confident that I will be able to achieve that vision. So, while I don't regret purchasing Twitter, I do recognize that there are challenges ahead.
So Büşra Hoca says that he really said it last week. So this means, or this might mean, I'm not sure, but it fetches real-time data from the internet. So with ChatGPT does not. So I think this should be considered. So on this website, you could have many different characters, but let's see. So of course, these should be used under supervision. We have Tony Soprano, Evan, and Velma, etc., etc. And we have English teacher here. So for example, yesterday I tried this. How can I ask for directions? So do you want to ask any question to it? Please let me know in the chat box and I'll ask the exact question that you might have. Or what are some questions that your students ask repeatedly? In the meantime, while I am waiting for you, how do you explain present? All right, let's try that. The factor of Turkish student will make a huge difference here. If it can, I don't know, because I don't believe it can do such a personalized answer. How do you explain present perfect tense to a Turkish student, let's say? Thank you, Elif Hocam. Is a generic answer for now. It seems that it will not make specific references to Turkish language or Turkish student, but of course it's a start. But that question can be, I think, answered by ChatGPT. So let's not spend any more time on it because we have other things. So Ayten just says it can be a great website. Yeah, you can even talk to Shakespeare, for example. Students can talk to the main characters from the book if they exist as a character here. Of course, yeah, of course. Ask them questions. Yeah. It might be Hocam. Maybe we can check it after the session, not to lose the chance to take a look at other tools we have. All right. So, To Teach is another AI platform on which you can create AI-based lesson plans from just by giving a prompt. I gave 2 points to that because it was not very successful, but adapting worksheets with a prompt was very successful on this website, which we will see, and creating exercises for any subject with the topics provided. So here is a video I recorded regarding this website, creating exercises for past simple tense. As you can see, there's no voice, no worries. Let's make it a full screen. Yeah, so I've chosen simple past, and there's multiple choice option here for free users. So I'll say football to personalize the experience. You could also write down like spaceship or country or city life, anything. So the questions will be in accordance with the personalized info you provided. So it takes a bit of time to do that. And the answer, the multiple option choices are given in H5P format, if you might remember from one of our previous CPDs. And you could actually download the H5P to later insert into your own websites or even EBA by transforming it to a SCORM package. So let's go back and take a look at these websites, if you like. Actually, that's not, because we have other websites as well that are better. Okay, now we'll talk about ChatGPT, but before that, I think we should take 10-minute break. In the meantime, I will be sharing an Excel sheet in the chat box. When you have 2 or 3 minutes, please go to that Excel sheet and write your suggested activities for the categories and the tools that I have provided. So, Hocam, is it okay if we are back in here at 57 past 5, 3 to 6?
Okay. Okay. It's okay.
Thank you. We will not stop recording, and I will be sharing the Excel with you. Have a good one for now for another 7 or 8 minutes. Hello again, everyone. We are back. So right now we are on this Excel sheet on Google Drive. Please suggest any activity that you can come up with right next to the tools that we have presented. One of which could be talking to Elon for world problems. And you could always make this row a bit longer by adding another activity. And if you have let us know about your activity in the chat box, please transform it here so that collectively all of us can have a reference guide to come back and see to use this in our teaching practices. So in the meantime, we should go back to our presentation. So have you ever used ChatGPT, or did you know it? What are your experiences using this, so that we can alter the remaining of the session accordingly? Yes, Nazan Hocam.
Sorry, wait a bit. Okay, I heard about it. I have never used. Hatta, moreover, I heard it yesterday because I have writing classes with a prep class, and for the semester holiday, I gave short story as homework. And when I get their homework, I realized that their level is about A1, A2, but not B1. But when I read their short stories, some of them are really very well, grammatically correct. They are so long. And I got shocked. I talked about it to my friends. And one of my friends talked about ChatGPT. Do you know ChatGPT? No, what's it? As I understand, she said that you write the topic and ChatGPT gives you the text. Mm-hmm. If I'm not right, if I'm not wrong, okay?
Yeah.
It's something like this.
Yeah. So this gave me lots of ideas on how to go about it in our presentation. If there's anybody else, please let us know what you think, so that I can adapt my remaining talk accordingly. So one anecdote I have regarding this, first time it went online, first time it was published, I was, laying down to sleep. It was like maybe 1 a.m. I don't know. I thought, here's another tool. What good can it do? But I started using it, and I couldn't sleep for another 2 hours because I was so excited with the possibilities it might offer to me as an academician, to my students, and to the educational technology field. So it was a very memorable moment for me. So we got no more chats, messages regarding this ChatGPT. So let's start. So first things first, what can it do for me? It can design a lesson plan. It can design activities and tasks in accordance with the prompts you give it, you give to it, and shorten or expand a text, or writing short stories, poems, and essays from, for example, Shakespeare's pen, or from Snoop Dogg even. So you can, you may want this system, this ChatGPT, to write a short story from anybody's perspective. And it can create songs for you, even write a novel. And there is this, children's book that was published a month ago using ChatGPT only. Can create rubrics and assess student work and design syllabus. Before we go any further, which one do you think we should try? We should showcase in our webinar today, right now. Please think about it and let us know in the chat box while we continue. It can generate multiple choice and fill in the blanks and true and false and open and close-ended questions on the text you provided, or any grammatical topic that you wanted to, as well as just anything. And also it can help you to practice the language. It can speak all languages, and our students can use it for vocabulary learning. Merve hocam. So write another Shakespeare masterpiece, exploring 09. And of course, you can again role play it with anyone that you might want to role play with, and you can have the output and then come up with your own activities at the end. So number 9, you mean vocabulary learning. So let's do that. Let's go online. So first off, let's write a Shakespeare masterpiece for B1 level students, for example. So let's refresh the page. When the demand is very high onto the website, it crashes sometimes, as unless you have the plus version. So I will make my prompts as accurate as possible so that it can give me the result that I want. So create a short story regarding which topic we should want it to have, let's say. Merve says, level appropriate. Yes, it can do that. However, it can adjust to that. When you ask it to create a story, then it creates it, definitely not a 2. Yeah. At this point, for example, you can ask it to create it by first checking the Common European Framework and then creating. And if you come up with any problems in that text, you can ask it to rewrite and show it its own mistake, and it will rewrite it for the better. So create a short story regarding, what should we say, regarding holidays. Let's imagine that we are doing the holiday unit. Let's say regarding the holiday for A2 level EFL students from Shakespeare's pen. Create a short story regarding. That's right. So another prompt, how would Shakespeare write a short story regarding holiday for A2 level EFL student? So sometimes you have to change your prompt to get better output. So here is the output we have. So it did not understand the A2 level EFL students. It has written a story regarding those students. Also, let's also want as you can see the whole text here. So also create, let's say, multiple choice questions and multiple choice questions as well as true and false questions. If you have any other idea, please let us know in the chat box. So right now we are generating course content in the form of text. We could also design lesson plans and activities and creating rubrics. So I think it's a peak time for the website since it's evening, and it creates some multiple choice questions and true false questions based on the text provided. So if the level of questions was not hard enough, you could always ask it to make it a bit harder or easier, or you could also want it to, also ask open-ended questions. And if you want it, you can also want it to create a video script for this topic, for this text. So the possibilities are really endless. The website is not working to its very high standards right now. Yes, that's right, Merve Hocam. Thank you very much for your contribution. It actually scored the essays and give feedback on the text that you provided. So you can ask it to create a rubric for a writing task, and also want the website to create you that writing task. And all in all, it helps saving time. But of course, as teachers, we have to, take a look at it later on, edit some parts, make it more related and meaningful for our students. So this goes on and on. So while it is creating the content, let's talk about, we'll come back to here right away. Let's talk about its limitations. So no information regarding, so it has no information regarding events happened after 2021. So it doesn't cover the last 1.5 years, which is a lot. and it cannot fetch real-time data from the internet. It cannot give you, links. It can give you the links, but it should be before 2021. So it's not a real-time search engine in that sense. And so Microsoft Bing can do that, can do the second thing. And of course, the first and the second, because it is right now connected to internet. Also, u.com, which we know as UChat, can also present you information happening after 2021. It's very up to date and can fetch the real-time data from the internet. And it can still give you the lesson designing and activities, but not many people know UChat. You can take a look at it later on. For the Bing, you have to be on the waiting list. So actually what I have seen is that this ChatGPT creates a sense of perfection, of accuracy. So it presents the output in such a way that everybody thinks that it's very accurate. Look at it, it's very professional. But the thing is that some of the information in it may not be very reliable. So for example, I gave a paragraph from one of the articles that I have written, and I wanted ChatGPT to give me some references for my writing, and it gave me many different references. But when I checked whether those references were real or not, there was no such paper on the internet. So it was making stuff up. It was unbelievable, and I got really angry with it. So it said it was sorry, but yeah. Also, ChatGPT cannot provide the source of, for most of the cases, cannot provide the source of information, while Bing and UChat can. So let's go back to our output here. So we got some true and false questions. Let's say design an A2 level lesson, EFL lesson plan for these outputs. So in the meantime, right now it's working a little bit faster. So the topics that you will be giving, the prompts you will be giving should be very explicit. You should state the age, level, topic, the learning objective, or the context, anything you might have, so that it can give you very good results. Right now, we just, wanted to try something, so the output may not be very reliable, but still you can see that it tries to create a lesson plan in a very concise way. And you can follow up on that by asking it to create a PowerPoint presentation for you. Gives you the outline, gives you the content, then you have to transform that into your own program. And also there's this website called Thought AI, if I'm not mistaken. It's for presentation. Just you are given a prompt to it. For example, I've tried artificial intelligence in ELT for this webinar, and it created the whole presentation for me. Of course, I didn't use it because it was very superficial. So I had to, do it from scratch. So again, human intelligence beats the artificial intelligence. So here's the lesson plan as well as the assessment criteria. So let's go back here. So in the meantime, if you can think about any activities, please let us in the chat box or go and write onto our spreadsheet. So there is an alternative called Mindsmith AI, on which you can enter the prompt like past perfect tense for B2 level, and it will generate you a lesson plan and an outline, to say the last, for you. So here is the content this mindsmith.ai is provided for me. It's not perfect, but it's a good start. So this section actually goes for another 35 pages, but I only clipped a small part of it. As you can see here, it has some questions and the production part as well in the end. Mindsmith.ai, and all of these apps are listed on our spreadsheet that I shared the link of. So another website is teachanything.com or .ai, on which you can ask any questions. For example, I ask how to create an inquiry-based learning environment for language learning, and it gave me some ideas regarding the principle as well as the application of it. So in the cases where you need help and where you want to learn something, you can always refer to that website. So another website that I really liked was Roshi AI. So on this website, you can choose an article from the internet, and you can import a YouTube video, and it will design the whole lesson plan for you just based on that article or the video. For example, I've tried using this video from TED Talk. I provided the link and it gave me the summarized text and some vocabulary activity here, vocabulary matching activity, followed by true and false activity with vocabulary comprehension here and reflecting on the text. As a teacher, of course, we cannot rely on it fully. What we have to do is to edit it and add some stuff and, modifying materials in the end. So you could also import an article instead of a YouTube video, and it will give you the whole learning material that you might be needing. So we are coming to an end. A movie suggestion for you is Ex Machina. Is there anyone who watched it? Let me know in the chat box. In this movie, you can, Nazan Hoca watched it. Yeah. In this movie, you can see the possibilities of AI can have, and it's a very cold one indeed. So I highly suggest you watch it. Of course, there are other movies as well. Please let me know if you want me to watch another movie regarding this stuff. So I want to thank you all for actively engaging in our class, not class, but the webinar. If you like to send me an email, here is my email address, and scan the QR code if you like to reach my socials and academic stuff that I have been doing. So thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Gökhan Hocam.
Thank you, Hocam.
It was great to see new apps and new websites on it. And thank you for sharing the spreadsheet with us. We can also think on it and include what we think to do later on after this webinar, maybe.
Yes, Hocam. Many educators online are, sharing some AI tools, resharing, retweeting, and sharing some YouTube videos, etc., but not all of them are related to our field. And I've been watching the field lately, the AI and language intersection, and I wanted to take note of these apps to later, present to you all and to take advantage of it myself. And if our attendees here can also provide value, some, add some activities or anything they would like, so it could be our collective spreadsheet here to later use.
Yes, it's okay. So thank you everyone for joining us today. If you don't have any questions, we can end it today and see you next week with Özlem Etüş Hocam from İstanbul University, Cerrahpaşa. Thank you.
you. If you have any questions, I'll be here for a few minutes. As long as they're not very hard.
Mhm.
Thank you Tuğba hocam, canım arkadaşım. Let's connect online. Let's add our, please add me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, so that we can create this community all together, so that we can be, up to date with the latest webinars and such. Maybe we can help each other along the way. We are walking the same.
You can also share your Telegram channel link if you have now.
Yes, hocam, we have Digital Competence, a Telegram group, and if they like to join, can do that.
And share on chat.
Share the link. Yeah, hocam, I'll do right away. I lost my connection for a few times during.
I guess Gökhan hocam has paused again. So let's end it here if I can find the link.
Hocalarım internetim tekrar gitti. Ofis arkadaşımdan bağlandım hemen. Zaten bitmişti. Bir şey olursa da tekrar iletişime geçeriz.
Linki paylaşacaktınız tam hocam.
Hocam gittiği için
kanalınızı-
paylaşamadım ama bir şekilde ben
tamam.
ulaştırırım herkese. Zaten beni eklesinler, ben şey yaparım zaten.
Tamam, bakayım ben eğer kısaysa linkiniz
Or
paylaşayım dedim ama.
they can text me on Telegram and I will get back to them momentarily. That's my username,
Sure.
hocam.
Okay.
Thank you all for taking the time to join. It meant a lot to me. Have a good evening, you all.